is gonna be interesting. This is what I did wrong, like I messed up, don't do this. Kind of shameful. Scandalous. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm not sure how to feel about today's video yet, just because like planning it was really difficult and I feel like I'm gonna have to be very vulnerable and very honest, and it's scary. But today is going to be all about my university regrets and things that I wish I had done differently, or just things I could have changed and improved on, which obviously admitting to that, especially on the internet where my parents are going to be watching it, is quite difficult and something that is a little bit intimidating and a little bit scary. But I know as a young student going into university, or in my first year of university, I would have really loved to have watched this video, just because there's a whole plethora of like how-tos and what to do and how to make the most out of uni and all of that, which I personally have made too, because uni's a great time and it's fun and you want to talk about the positive things. But I think watching the reverse side, like the other side of the story, being like, this is what I did wrong, like I messed up, don't do this, might be kind of helpful. So I'm going to suck up my pride and talk about all the things that I regret having done in uni. Okay, so my first one might be the most vital and maybe the one that if 16-year-old Amber had known I had done, I think she would have been a little bit disappointed, and that is letting my attendance slip. Now obviously that's nothing horrific or anything, but obviously you pay a lot to go to university. I personally worked it out because I like my numbers, I like to know how much I'm spending on what, and I think it equated to about £60 per lecture or workshop or whatever I had. Each one was £60, so I missed out on quite a lot of money's worth, which is kind of annoying for me to say the least. But it was really difficult. Basically, obviously I would have loved to have kept my attendance up, because I would have just got more out of my degree. I would have been there for every lecture, I would have heard what the lecturers were saying, I would have learnt more about my industry and had more of like a rounded learning, I guess. But basically I had so many excuses for this, which I will go through just so you get like where I'm coming from. But towards the end, obviously, I wasn't going to university anyway because of COVID and everything. And I think I actually missed out on a week before the university lockdown because I just didn't feel comfortable going in. There were so many students at the University of Greenwich. So yeah, I just didn't really feel comfortable going in. So I guess I kind of use that as an excuse, but there was sound reasoning behind it. But before then, all of our deadlines and stuff are all essays. We didn't have any exams this year. And they were all set, like we had all of our essays set in like January, February, which meant the whole of March and pretty much majority of February, our lectures weren't anything to do with our essays, which would mean in my head I would much rather go to the library and write my essay, which is going to get me a grade, than sit in a random lecture about just a random part of my industry, which in hindsight I think was a bit close-minded. And whilst it got me the grade and whilst it worked in the short run, I think long term it would have been more beneficial for me to have kept up my attendance, not only if a company asks for my university attendance, but also because I would just had, like I said, a more rounded knowledge of the industry I was going into. I would have had like a deeper understanding about events management. So yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world obviously, but something I wish I had done a little bit differently. My next one is kind of similar, and it is falling behind in my reading. I love a shortcut. I have a whole video coming out about university hacks that I've figured out, and one of them was kind of shameful, but one of them was that each course we had 4 different courses. They all had a required reading list, which were extensive, and I didn't really read any of them. I only read what I needed to get my essay done. So yeah, I definitely took the shortcut. I would just read around whatever topic or about my essay I was writing about and learn about that deeply so that I could write a whole 3,000, 10,000 word essay on it. But it did mean I fell behind in my required reading. I think a lot of the students did, because they don't check you up on it. Obviously it's university, you have to kind of be responsible for your own learning, and a lot of us kind of took advantage of that. But again, it means I don't have that deep, wide, rounded knowledge of my industry, which may benefit me moving into my career in the future. So it's not something that I kick myself for doing, because at the end of the day I got my grade, I saved myself some time, and I had a great time doing it. So take from it what you will, but I think in the long term it will hinder me and kind of maybe reduce my chances of getting a job if someone else has done the required reading and I haven't. My next regret is something I actually do regret quite heavily, and I think it's something I've spoken about on my channel before, but it's not going out more. And this sounds so strange because obviously university is for studying, not necessarily like a crazy nightlife, crazy like going out on the scene kind of life that you're living. But I didn't go out like at all. First year I really didn't go out because I was so keen on saving money, which was ridiculous. Almost like, what's it called, to a detriment to myself. Like I really didn't do anything in first year, which I kind of regret looking back. Oh, the sun is coming out. But I then followed that through into year 2 and 3. I just didn't go out that much. I'm not sure if it was because London prices are so expensive and I just rather would stay home or go to a pub or something, but I think looking back at it, I would have liked to have gone out more and experienced more of London, its nightlife, and like gone out with my friends and met new people and had all of those experiences. So I would just keep that in mind. Maybe you're an introvert, maybe you like saving money like me, maybe you just feel like you're not going out that much because you were studying really hard, which is fair enough. But if there's a little piece of you that's like, oh, I wish I would have gone out tonight, or I wish I would invite so and so out on a night out, just do it. University is very quick, it's over very quickly, and you would have wished you had done it having been a graduate. My next one is just a thing for me in life really, and it's not expanding my friendship group. I don't know what it is about me. I'm a people person. I like talking to people, I like meeting new people, but I have a very small tight-knit group of friends, and I'm talking like 4 people including me max. And I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure if it's just hard for me to let people into like that close friend fit type. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to look into that, but I wish I had just expanded more in university, like my friendship group more. I kind of made 2 very good friends who I love dearly, and then that was it. I kind of just settled into that little trio that we had, and I was happy with that, and they did the same. So I don't know, it was just a bit strange, and I think it was difficult because obviously there were only 3 of us, and in second year you could either choose to do an internship or go into third year. One of us chose to go into third year, and the other 2 of us, including me, chose to go and do an internship. So it meant when we came back from our internship, our other friend had then graduated because she had already done third year. So we were almost coming back to like a whole new year, and my friend was quite often not at uni because she had like pretty much a full-time job on the side of university, which meant I was in uni a lot by myself, and I still didn't take that as a sign to be like, oh, maybe I should, you know, talk to people, get some more friends going. And I don't know what it is, but I just can't do it. And I think in hindsight it would have been nice to have met those new people. I always say like everyone's an expert in something. There's always something you can learn from those people, whether it's just a 5-minute conversation or that person turns out to be your best friend for like 6 months, a year, the rest of your life. You never know. And I wish I had just branched out that little bit more. So again, if you are one of those introverts out there, or maybe have a bit of anxiety about talking to new people and things like that, I would so urge you to do it. Even if you're not, if you're an extrovert like me and you still can't let people in, just try. University is a great chance to do that. Everyone's new, everyone's thinking the same thing, and everyone likes having friends. So yeah, it's something I definitely regret, but something I will be bearing in mind moving forward when I'm working for new companies and everything like that, or on nights out or going to different parties. I'll be talking to everyone. I guess in the same sense, I also regret not joining more societies. I can't tell you how many times I looked at the societies, like the list of societies, and I thought like, oh, that could be fun, and then just did nothing about it. Like we had a yoga society which looked really good, there was a Disney society, it's got my name written all over it, but I just never joined one. I was part of the events management society in year 1, but nothing really came of that. Like it wasn't really much. We met up like twice, I think, and again it would have just been a new way to like make new experiences, meet new people, and just have a bit of fun on the side of university, because I did have a lot of downtime. I only had 8 hours lectures a week, so I had a lot of time to myself where I could study but also like hang out with people, which would have been fun to do in university as part of a society, to give you that little sense of community and just to like expand your interests and hobbies and things like that. So yeah, that's something I wish I had done. So if you're new, definitely look into the societies, but again, I'll be bearing it in mind moving forward. I was part of like my yoga club or whatever at my internship, so I have got to grips with it a little bit more, but it's just kind of nerve-wracking injecting yourself into like a new circle of friends who already know each other. So like I said, I had a lot of time off, only 8 hours of lecture a week, and then I had like a month off for Christmas, and then literally like 6 months off for summer. My summer went from like May to September, so it was a long time, and I really don't feel like I made the most of that time. Like during that time I could have visited so many friends, I could have travelled, I could have expanded my hobbies and all of this, which I think is what this time being in lockdown has really taught me, like how much time we do have and how much time you can put to use and use productively for things that you really enjoy and just expand your hobbies and things like that. But I was quite happy just to sit there and binge 14 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, or however many there are now. Yeah, so I really didn't use it to my advantage, I don't think. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I would go home and see my family, I would just chill, have a chill one. Like university is so stressful that I think part of me needed that, but I definitely didn't need that for like a month stint at a time and things like that. So I wish I had used that time a little bit more to gain new experiences. Like I always say, meet new people. That's like the aim of everything in this video. So yeah, if you have a lot of time off or you have a holiday season coming up, definitely think about how you could use that time and maybe travel or see some people that you haven't in a while. Even if it's just traveling around your own country, I just think it's really fun, an interesting way to spend your time. That being said, I also didn't make any time really to go visit my old friends at their unis. I had a few friends in London University, so we met up in London, but I think it would have been really fun to like take a weekend out to go to that person's university or spend time with them in their area. I did it with my friend Brooke. If you probably know Brooke, I did a video with her. I've done previous videos with her. She's like my ultimate best friend ever, and she's fab. So I did go down to Brighton to see her a few times, which I really loved, and which I hope, fingers crossed, I will be doing very soon after this lockdown, because I miss her so freaking much. But other than that, I don't really go to anyone's universities, which is a shame, and I so could have. And it did mean that a lot of my friends from like sixth form and things I kind of lost touch with, just because we weren't talking, weren't seeing each other, and things were obviously happening very differently for us. We were in like two different complete areas of the UK. Some were even in Wales, you know, it's very different. But I managed to keep in touch with a lot of my old school friends, like from secondary school. We're a very tight group, so that was a lot easier. But I wish I had taken out the time. Just again, you would see your own country a little bit more, travelling around your own country, but also you get to see that person's part of the world and their little bubble that they got going on. I always loved it when someone came and visited me, because it was just strange having someone from like your hometown where you are now, because it's so different. So it was always fun, and just something that I wish I'd done a little bit more. So if there's someone you're meaning to go see, definitely do it. But yeah, they are all of my university regrets, or just things I wish I'd done differently. Nothing necessarily that I like really kick myself for doing, but things that in hindsight I definitely could have done better. Obviously there was nothing too like scandalous out there or anything, but just for me, being the kind of student I am, wanting to be the kind of friend I want to be, having the experiences I want to have, things could have turned out very differently had I had a video like this where someone told me that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and gained some sort of value from it. I'm not really sure, I just kind of blabbered at you for a little while, but it was kind of hard to be this vulnerable, I guess, on camera and just admit all the things that I wish I had done differently. But hopefully you found it useful, and if you had, please hit thumbs up, or if you are a fellow student or a fellow graduate, please leave any other comments you have down below in the comment section, because I think it'd be really great to kind of get that conversation started about what you can do differently, as well as like just what you should do. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hit thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm currently posting 3 videos a week. So if you're bored at home looking for some more content, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you very soon.